All right, guys, topic 4, and it's the start of the Two Noobs tournament, Grand Edition, I guess you could say, the best Philadelphia athlete tournament. And, just to kind of reiterate what we talked about last week, we ranked for every team. You got the Phillies, the Flyers, the Sixers, and the Eagles. We did a top 16 of all of the teams. My God, this is going to be the massive tournament to determine who is the best Philadelphia athlete all the way across the board. It's going to be crazy. And it's going to conclude at episode 100, so it should be fun. But let's go ahead and get started. What do you say, guys?
For all you naysayers, it's 83 to now.
That's what I was gonna.
1983 until now, 40 years.
1983 till now, just because that's what we grew up with. So
Yeah.
because we can't talk about how good Leo Sugar was.
Yes, exactly.
We didn't see him.
And I don't want to get chased down the street with canes because I didn't put Tommy McDonald on the list.
There you go.
I know he was good because I was
Yeah.
told he was good.
We also wanted a cutoff. What was it? What did we decide on? It's got to be a career in Philadelphia of 3 years.
3
or
years,
more.
yeah.
No
3 years
JJ
or more.
Redick.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
No JJ
parallel.
Redick.
No
even though
JJ
he-
Redick, no Dikembe Mutombo, no
Yeah, parallel.
Adam Oates Reynolds for 2 weeks and he's done. Yeah, that kind of
No
deal.
Terrell Owens, as John said.
No T.O. Yeah, exactly. So T.O.'s not on this list, but
We wanted people who left
who lived.
a good legacy in Philadelphia over a
Yeah.
course of years.
Yes.
Fan
on the
favorite.
team.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So this will be the bottom half of the Best Eagle bracket. I've deemed this the NovaCare region of the Best Eagle bracket. So just to kind of give it some flair. Yeah, exactly. Steve, we're going to start with you first. We're going to have
J.J. Stokes.
We're going to have the 3 seed. He did not play for Philadelphia. We're going to have the 3
Okay, then.
seed
Not
Donovan.
J.J. Stokes.
3 seed Donovan McNabb
Oh!
going up against the 14 seed LaShawn McCoy.
Wow, you're throwing the Donovan McNabb one
Yeah, Donovan or
Thank
LaShawn.
God you got that one. I got heat with Donovan. I'm glad.
Yeah.
at me. All right. Donovan McNabb, despite never delivering the Super Bowl here, the reason we had him in the 3 seed is because he's probably the best quarterback we've had here in, 25 years?
Easily.
30 years?
Easily.
Easily.
Yeah.
Legit
franchise quarterback. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that if you're the Eagles.
Look, he took us to 5 NFC championship games.
He sure did. Yeah.
Okay, and won one. I mean,
That's one more than Jim Kelly.
That's right.
that's a great point.
That's a great
That's
point.
a great point.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So the end result was not there, but I was actually reminded today that if you focus completely on just the end result, you're going to have massive misery. So I'd like to focus on Donovan was a great quarterback for this team, and we didn't win a Super Bowl with him, but that doesn't take away from a lot of the things he did. He played on a broken leg, for God's sake, in the Arizona game, and what was it, 2000?
Four touchdowns?
4 TDs in that game.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns on a broken leg?
On a broken leg. The connection he had, the instant chemistry he had with Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
Later on in 2008.
Real quick, he's the only quarterback that I've ever seen that could out throw Deshaun Jackson running.
Yeah.
Most quarterbacks you see with Deshaun Jackson would hit him in stride.
Mm-hmm.
When Donovan threw the ball, Deshaun had to run faster.
Yeah.
That's how strong his arm was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, to McCoy's point, he's the all-time leading rusher, right?
He is. Yeah, he is the all-time leading rusher for the Eagles. Yep. Mm-hmm.
He had a phenomenal game in the snow against Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very capable, talented running back.
Mhm.
But I think as the discussion we just had shows I am going to move Donovan on because
There
I
you
think
go.
his legacy as the best quarterback here since Randall, if not even before Randall. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think you could have an
I
argument
think it's
there. Yeah.
it's
So
beyond
we're-
compare. So
So we're going Donovan. Okay.
Donovan on.
There you
Solid
go.
choice. Solid choice.
So, John,
Yes.
for you, we have the 7-seed Randall Cunningham, the ultimate weapon,
Yeah.
going up
Okay.
against the 10-seed Fletcher Cox.
Ooh, that's tough.
Randall or Fletcher?
That's real tough because
Yeah.
Fletch won a chip,
He
and
did.
wasn't what was a huge piece
Mm-hmm.
in that chip.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it was the ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Fletch, I remember, like, not to sways anything, but I remember Fletch having like a huge, like, he had monster games early on, obviously in 2011-12 when he
Fletch.
was like defensive tackle. But Randall,
I-
you know,
I'm gonna do this, and I have to. I was too young to really appreciate Randall,
mm-hmm.
so I'm gotta go Fletcher because I watched his entire
Ooh.
career.
Okay.
He is and will be the prototypical defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles moving forward.
And that puts
He
it
left
over
a
the top.
He left a bigger impact on the team.
Okay. Okay.
Randall was a great player.
Great player. Yeah.
Great player. Like, you can't take anything away from him.
Mm-hmm.
But
But Fletch, you're
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Chip in years, man.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a
Fletch
factor.
Fletch
Yep.
is an Eagle.
No doubt. No doubt. Great pick. I love it.
For the record, I would have gone the opposite way.
Oh, there you go.
I love
Okay.
Fletcher Cox and I love everything he's done, and he's you know, the guy gets triple teamed, so he
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't always
yeah.
get the stats, but he absolutely influences the line. But Randall Cunningham was like,
Yeah.
you know, nothing I think we had ever seen.
Seen
Yeah,
before.
he's a superhero
Yeah.
if you really think about it. I just
Yeah.
for
I mean-
what he left, I just gotta.
Putting aside what he could do running and throwing the ball,
Mhm.
the man had like a 90-yard punt
Yeah.
at Giant Stadium.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, Steve, back over to you. So, we're
Right.
going to go with the 6-seed Eric Allen
Nice.
against the 11-seeded Seth Joyner.
Oh man.
So, you got your post-game live guy against what we really consider to be our Deion Sanders. Really, if you stop to think about it, Eric Allen, who I don't think is in the Hall of Fame. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I don't think Eric Allen.
I
don't
think
think
we
so.
looked and I think he's
Yeah.
not.
He's
And
not, yeah.
I think it's a crime he's not.
Yeah.
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 Um,
So
Yeah,
you're
I
talking,
think we
you're
all-
talking like both of them were on the 91 best defensive ever, you know, in the Eagles' history. Yeah, that kind of deal. So
Whew, that is that.
yeah,
This is
That's
way
tougher than the
tougher.
one I just had.
Yeah,
yeah,
I would agree with that.
yeah.
Yeah, Eric Allen was our top corner for a number of years.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
I can't even name who was on the other side.
A bunch of dudes.
I mean,
One of them
you know,
comes to mind is Izell Jenkins.
Yes.
That gives you an idea. Of what...
you know, in our
Smith might
lifetime-
have been on the other side of him.
Yeah.
Like, there were
Mark
so
McMillan
many,
was another one. You know,
there
that
were
kind
so
of...
many people.
in our lifetime, it's
say
always been like, you know, Bobby and Troy,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Lito and Sheldon.
Eldon. Yeah,
You know, we've always kind of, when we've had great corners, they've always sort of come in twos,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Allen just really kind of stands out on his own. Seth was a beast
Okay.
of a
Yeah.
linebacker.
oh yeah.
Is he in the Hall of Fame? He is in the Hall of Fame, right?
I don't. He's
I
in
don't
the
think-
Eagles one, but he's
Yeah,
not
he's
in
in
Canton.
Eagles Hall of Fame. I don't
He's
think
an Eagles
in-
Hall of Famer,
yeah.
but he's not in Canton.
And that's also a crime.
No doubt.
Um,
No doubt about that.
Oof, this is really tough. I'm gonna have to go with Seth.
Ooh,
Wow.
love it.
That's
Okay.
the guy. He's a tough guy.
But the
like
reason
me
we
some
did
tough
this
guys.
too is perspective on 83 to this is literally people we saw. So
Yeah.
it's there's no wrong answer. That's the best part about it. There is
Absolutely.
really no
And
wrong
then
answer.
it's a tough matchup, no question about it. Great pick, though. I love
Just
it.
to give Matt props, to get to these, it was long nights.
Oh yeah. We did a lot of this.
Argued and but we're still friends, which is amazing.
Absolutely.
Throughout the whole process, because this
Yeah.
is a hard process.
Yeah.
So,
I
Well,
think
John-
this Eagles bracket was probably the hardest one out of all
Oh
Yeah.
of them.
yeah.
It was
I
No
think
question,
so.
because there's so many of them that are so great. John,
well, you got 53 guys on it per
Yeah.
year.
per year, and it's like, who's the top 16?
and 7 of them each year could be a highlighted player. That is, you know what I mean? Because of 53, like 7's a
Absolutely.
small amount.
Absolutely. So John, closing out the first round here
Oh,
on the bracket,
I got anxiety right now.
you got the number 2 seed Brian Dawkins
Oh, I don't even care who he's facing. He's done.
against the 15 seed Jerome Brown. You're going
Yeah,
B-Dawg,
well,
right?
Jerome was here for a short period of time. One of the greatest things I've ever seen, especially even prior. I remember him playing at the University of Miami. Like,
That doesn't count, John.
beast.
Playing at
a
other teams
beast
does not
of a
count.
man, beast of a human, but he's going against Brian Dawkins. Like there's no conversation.
Pretty simple and straightforward. I
If
love
Ed
it.
Reed and Troy Polamalu don't exist, Brian Dawkins is the greatest safety that has ever played the game.
No doubt about that.
Like he's
yeah.
in that conversation.
Yeah.
He might be the Eagle.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit on Algie Crumpler. Outstanding.
How many hits? I mean,
And he is in the Hall of
Superman,
Fame, and he-
tackle that he made, the interceptions he had. I mean, the highlight reel.
Okay, he's the greatest thing. He's the greatest thing we've ever had.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah.
I really mean that too. Like Brian Dawkins is my patriarch eagle. Like he's the dude I follow. Like I don't care about anybody else.
There you
Talk
go.
about
There you go.
That level.
All right, so we move on to the second round here, and Steve, it's up to you here. We've got the 10 seed Fletcher Cox going up against the 2 seed Brian Dawkins.
Well, since I was going to bounce Fletcher Cox for Randall anyway,
Would Randall survive this bracket? That's the question.
That's a great question. Yeah.
against Doc,
Mhm.
I'm not going to be as dismissive as John was, but yes, it's Brian Dawkins. I think we're moving him.
Moving him on. Mm-hmm.
It
Yep.
Just his, not only the way he played, but the way he approached the game,
Oh, yeah.
like to get himself mentally into it.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
just beyond, because the guy like off the field is this mellow, like very humble dude, and then the minute he steps on the grass, it's like kill.
Yeah, he's
You know,
Yeah, I met him in person at an autograph signing here in Camp Russia, and he had muscles muscles,
No.
just like he was built. And you look at him, and he's just like the most humble, gracious human being you'd ever meet in your entire life outside of that, outside of that entire
it's a beautiful
line.
human being. He's
Just a beautiful human being. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so I'm
John?
advancing Dawkins.
Yeah, there you go. So Dawkins is in. Okay. And so, John, on your side, you've got the number 3 seed Donovan McNabb, your boy, up against the 11-seeded Seth Joyner. What do you got, man?
Oh man. I got heat with Donovan too.
Yeah.
Well, now you got to explain that because
That's
we need to uncover any bias you may have in making this decision.
Donovan's a douche. That's the heat. But he is the franchise quarterback.
Mm,
Did
okay.
you- okay, I'll give you a Donovan story that still to this day, it still pops me when I think about it. My dad took me to training camp,
Okay.
watching them practice. First time I ever was at training camp. I was probably, young enough to remember it as like a father-son thing, but old enough to like know I liked football. And it was a cool experience. So Andy blows the whistle at the end of the practice.
Wait a minute. Andy Reid took over in 1999. You would have been in your 20s.
Okay, so it was. Yeah, it's about okay. So I was thinking like 18, 19, so 20.
Okay.
Late bloomer. So we went to the thing, and I'm watching everything, and it's cool. I'm watching them practice. Andy blows the whistle, and he goes, "Day off tomorrow. Got to hit the trash can to the quarterbacks." I can't remember who the other two were, but it was a very, very, very sloppy pass. And Donovan's the last one, and he goes, and the fucking trash can falls over, and the entire team freaks out.
Oh my god.
And they're surrounding him, and I was like, he's got skill.
Yeah.
Like, I was like in person, first time seeing him, like, well, he's got talent. He's got talent that other guys don't have.
Yeah.
And that, I think that was where I think the heat with Donovan is I wanted them to be better than he was. I always wanted more from him. I wanted him to win a title. I wanted to put him at the top of the Mount
list.
Rushmore. I wanted him to be the guy. So, yeah, he's got to move on.
So Donovan, okay.
He is the guy.
Yeah.
Minus the heat.
Minus the. All right, guys. So we have hit I guess you could say the Sweet 16 here. And so now this will be a berth into the Elite 8 in the NovaCare region.
Nice.
So we have Donovan as the 3 seed going up against Brian Dawkins of the 2 seed. So what the guys are going to do now, they're going to text me their vote. We're not going to like sway each other right now.
No.
I think we have an idea though of who is actually moving on as I make my choice here. But yeah,
I'm just going to send this right to you. I'm not going to send it.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
What I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing too. I'm just sending it right to Matt.
Okay, cool.
So me and Steve don't fight on Twitter.
There you go. So in a unanimous landslide victory, Brian Dawkins heads to the Elite 8 in the NovaCare bracket. So there you go, guys. So we've hit.
I agree with that.
I don't think any. I mean, my God, you've
Nothing
got the greatest safety in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nothing against any of those guys either.
No.
Nothing. Like they're all great players.
Absolutely.
If you chose someone different, good on you.
Yeah.
Like in the ones because
this was hard. This was really, really hard. But
yeah,
we're going to keep going, guys. We're going to keep going. In a couple weeks, we're going to have the Philadelphia Phillies on the bracket. Kind of give you a little bit of a heads up there. So that'll be in 2 weeks. But great job as always. And so Brian Dawkins will move on. We'll just flash up here the brackets going forward. Obviously, it'll just be Doc on there. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting as we continue on with this tournament. It's just one down and 7 more left. Ugh. We'll see what goes on, but yeah.
Are we all pleased with Dawkins coming out of that bracket?
Yeah. I think it was a no doubt about it. I think for me, when I was looking at it and how everything was seated, I mean, Doc to me was like my odds-on favorite, really, to be honest with you.
He meets all the tests I have with athletes.
Yeah.
Like the watch test. Do I enjoy watching him?
Yeah.
Do I think he hones his skills as an athlete? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like he checks all the boxes.
Checks every single box. Yeah, absolutely.
And he's a damn good human being.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
I think, yes, he's a good human being. I think where Donovan struggles is I think his personality can be grating.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's where the heat comes from.
But a worthy 3, though. I mean, really.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, at the end of the day, we'll go through, of course, like in a few months down the road, we'll have the other half of the Eagles bracket, so kind of give you guys an idea of like where we rank the other 8 and how that all.
I'm super intrigued knowing the guys in the other bracket how they're going to fare against Dawkins.
That's going to be interesting. Who's going to come out of that top bracket is going to be very interesting. Yeah.
I'm blanking. Since Dawkins was 2, I'm blanking on who number 1 was.
Yeah, see? Well, we have to stay tuned. We'll see. Well, yeah, that'll be in a few weeks' time. So.